it's Sarah. Welcome to my channel, The Empowered Light Leader. So today is Sunday, July 4th. This is your channel's message for today, as well as a light language transmission always. The topic for this video is about misunderstood spiritual concepts, including the concept of struggle. Are we supposed to struggle? And surrender. So I'm going to get a little bit into it. So how do we grow? How do we transform? From facing our darkness, from looking at the unhealed aspects of self, from overcoming challenges, right? That's how we grow. That's how we transform. We're here to remember who we are, remember that we are love. So we utilize contrast, right? Fear, the darkness, to understand we are not that, to face that head on, to heal that, to heal undiscovered aspects of us, to remember we are that, right? And that's our journey, and that's our path, and that's how we grow. Okay, so I'm here to tell you there's a big difference between that, what I just described, going into the uncomfortable feelings, facing them, healing them, looking at your darkness, and struggle and suffering, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I believe my, spirit channeled information as to what the difference is and why surrender is important and how misunderstood the concept of surrender is. So again, all of my information is channeled through me. It's not just my personal opinion. It's the energy, the frequency, the messages, the teachings, right? So what is suffering? What is struggle? And you might be thinking, right, you're just using different words, right? No. So the frequency of suffering, it's the energy that we've been indoctrinated into, programmed, that happiness is elusive, right? That happiness comes outside of yourself. It's elusive, it's fleeting, that, there's always a condition on our happiness. We're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. We believe that life is supposed to be hard. If you've bought into that idea, that programming, this is not the life that we're meant to live as creator beings, okay? As creator beings, yes, we've chosen to incarnate into this physical form, right? So like I said, we could overcome adversity and remember the truth that we are loved, but we're not meant to struggle. So what is struggle? Struggling is holding on to the attachment of pain, right? Struggle is staying in the victim energy. Struggle is resisting the universe's, guidance. There's a big difference between struggling and suffering and staying in the energy and buying into the false ideology that, we are born into original sin and we're here to be punished and suffer and redeem ourselves. No, it's not true. The truth is we are creator beings of oneness and love, and we're here to experience our highest truth in this reality. And yes, we get to that truth for facing the darkness, but we're not supposed to struggle in that journey. And this is where surrender comes forward, okay? So this is a master teaching. This is something that we may think we understand, but it's one thing to think you understand something. It's another thing to actually surrender to the teaching and have it work its way through your life. So what is surrender, right? So there's this concept, if I'm weak, I give up, I surrender, right? So I let go of my will and I just let things happen to me. I surrender, right? There's a misconception here. So, and surrender does not mean that you're not a willing participant in the creation of your life. Actually, it's the exact opposite, because what you're surrendering to is the struggle, is the suffering, is the resistance to allowing source and your divinity to lead forward into your life. So we lean forward into spirit and we lean back into spirit, right? And so what are we really surrendering to? We're surrendering to struggle, to suffering, to the ego. That's what we surrender to. We let go of the ego. We surrender to spirit and trust and know that the universe works through us. And that if we truly believe we're not in lack, we can surrender because we're supported in that. So it's a very misunderstood concept that we're supposed to struggle. And you might have your own thoughts and beliefs about it, but I challenge you now to look inwards, right? Now we're being called upon to reevaluate and ask ourselves, is this my belief or is this programmed? Is this an ideology that I've been born into, right? Again, suffering is an illusion created by living primarily from the ego. When we live in the energy of the ego, we are living in alignment with lack, right? Because the ego only, right, the confines only what it can understand, and it's based on memory and past experience. So if in memory and past experience making money was hard, not having enough money, then that's the energy you're going to live in. That's what you're going to create more of. More of your reality is going to be created based on your perceptions. But what if we let go of the memory? And that's where surrender and forgiveness and love all play integral parts in your transformation. Surrender, forgiveness, and love all play integral parts in your transformation. Returning to self means surrendering to your divinity, to a life of inspiration instead of a life led in fear. This is what you're surrendering to, right? So again, surrender does not mean you're giving up and relinquishing the control to some unforeseen force that you're hoping and wishing will be merciful, right? No, you're surrendering to your higher power because you understand in that moment that you are that higher power. You are God. We are one. There is no separation. So I challenge you to look deeper into these concepts, into understanding how you make meaning of suffering and struggling in your life versus facing the darkness head on. There's a big difference between that, right? The suffering and the struggle comes when I'm resisting that, when I'm rejecting that, right? It's not saying, when I say you're not meant to live a life of struggle and suffering, does not mean you're not meant to have adversity. Does not mean that you're not meant to face your darkness and have challenges. No, that's how we learn. That's how we grow. Again, it means you're not supposed to resist that and buy into the belief that your happiness is fleeting. Your happiness comes from within. And the more we return to knowing that, the more we return to understanding who we really are. Blessings to you today, July 4th. Let's bring in some light language to connect to cleansing, clearing, and releasing old thought systems or beliefs that are in alignment with lack or suffering or struggle. Shikasuti ma karakisha metakaraka sitera botosurata taki. Ekatusia nanakasera shukuta suaratete. Orokosute tete. Pasitete, pasitete, pasitete. Usununanianam pasutete. Usukutukutura. Earatura. Earatura. Earatura Let's clear suffering from our energy field. And I'm being reminded that these energies are in alignment with the martyrdom, with the old energies of, using control over another, making them believe that you're more powerful. It's the imbalance of power as well, that some are meant to gain from others' suffering. Sandara usur imara alai. Sundara usur imara alai. Urukuso. Taking some nice deep breaths in. Remember, you're not meant to suffer. Yes, you are meant to face your adversity head on as well as your darkness. And when we surrender to it, we surrender to the inspired life. We are surrendering to our divinity. That's what we surrender to. And we surrender being in the ego. We let go of the ego. Sukuru aha. Blessings. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy what you see. I do try to upload videos at least 3 or 4 times a week. You can see a new video from me. And I will be running light language circles towards the end of July 18th and 19th. If you're curious about that, there is a link in the description. You're welcome to join us. You don't have to speak light language to join. If you are looking for a community, it is the perfect place to practice. If you'd like to come to receive healing, codes of light, DNA restructuring, shifting, cleansing, and healing, then being around light language and hearing light language is perfect for that, and you're welcome to join us. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my community, and thank you for helping me raise the vibration of the planet. Sending you much love. Enjoy the 4th. Bye.